Hi, I'm Becca, and this is my BookTube. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are seeing this after watching a previous video. Welcome if you are new here. Today I am doing a quick little video of just some bookish would you rather questions. I think next week is going to be my March and April wrap up, hopefully, and then if not, then I might actually do a video where I talk about characters in books that I've read in recent years that I feel like really accurately portray autism characteristics. April is Autism Awareness Month, and so I thought that would be a really cool thing, especially because I have had a couple books that I've read just in this past month, and then also in the past couple years that I've had characters that reflect really well what the spectrum of autism can look like, and especially quite a few of them are female characters, and so it's really nice to kind of see different versions of what that can look like. But today I'm going to be doing a little bookish would you rather. There's a lot of different would you rathers you can find online. I know when I'm on Instagram, a lot of times they'll come up, especially like around certain times of year. There are like fall bookish ones and just general, but this one is just a BuzzFeed quiz that I found. I can link it in the comments if you guys wanted to click through it. All right, here we go. Question 1. Would you rather only be allowed to read new releases or only be allowed to read classics? And this one is actually a very easy would you rather for me because there aren't a lot of classics that I actually really enjoy. A lot of the classics that like I've tried to read, I've had a very difficult time engaging with. I kind of find myself pushing through them, whereas new releases, especially because they're written by more modern authors, are a little easier for me to digest most of the time, especially now in modern times because it's kind of a flooded market. There's a lot of people who are putting out new books all the time, and there's also something really enjoyable about like reading a debut book or reading a book right after an author has been able to publish it and you get to have an early response to it. So yeah, I would much rather just read new releases more often than a classic. But I wonder if that means you'd be able to reread the classics. Because I like to reread. Okay, anyways, moving on to the next one. Would you rather not be able to buy any new books until you've finished all the ones on your shelf, or never be allowed to read any of the books you currently own? I'd just rather not be allowed to buy new books until I've read books on my shelf. Because part of the reason I own books is to reread them. So I would be devastated if I was able to own these and then never read them again. Like, that's the whole point. The whole point of having these books is so I can read them again. So yeah, that one's also kind of easy. If I read all the books on my shelf, as long as I stay current with reading all the books on my shelf, I can always buy a new book. That one's kind of easy. I don't know. Next question. Would you rather only be allowed to mark your place by dog-earing the pages, or have to make a small mark on the corner of every page you've read? This one's also easy. I would never want to put marks on every page I've read. That's annoying. I have no problem dog-earing books. I would rather not do it to library book because I have been taught that that's disrespectful to the library book. I would rather not do it to a book that belongs to my friends, but I dog-ear plenty of pages in my own books. Look at all those dog ears. Look at them. Those let me know pages that I want to revisit. Dog-earing is the way to go. I want questions that are really going to make me think. These have all been pretty simple. Would you rather live in your favorite book, but the main character hates you? Or your favorite book character is real, but they're actually super annoying? I had to open my mouth. Oh, good lord. Of course I had to open my mouth. Would I rather live in my favorite book, the main character hates me? Or your favorite book character is real, but they're actually super annoying? I mean, a lot of people would argue that Feyre is annoying. And to a degree, I agree with them. I've seen what Feyre does when she doesn't like people. Do I want to live in Prithian and be hated by her? Your favorite book character is real, but they're actually really annoying. I would probably want Feyre to be real even if she was annoying. Yeah, I don't want Feyre to hate me. I wouldn't want to live in Prithian if it meant that Feyre hated me. That would absolutely suck. I don't want that. I would not feel safe, to be completely honest. I would feel very unsafe. Would you rather a series you love stops getting published after a major cliffhanger, or an author you love starts writing in a genre you don't like? I'd probably pick an author that I love writing in a genre I don't like. Because as long as the stories they've written right now have closed ends and they didn't leave me on a cliffhanger, I feel like it would be fine, because I can always just revisit the books in the genre that I do like. There's plenty of authors that I feel like a lot of people like that have books in the genre that has made them popular, and then have books in a separate genre, and then it's kind of like they either get read or they don't get read. They're not really part of like the main thing. So people can do what they want, but yeah, I would probably let an author do their thing. If they're figuring out their creative style or pursuing something that is a passion project for them, that is something that they've really wanted to write, that they're feeling inspired by, well, who am I to stop them? But cliffhangers suck. Would you rather be allowed to read fan fiction but never write it, or be allowed to write fan fiction but never read it? This one's actually very easy, because I don't like writing fan fiction. I don't really care that much about reading it either, but if I had to pick, if I'm being allowed to write fan fiction, it's not saying I have to, it just means if I want to, I can. And then I'd never have to read it. I'd probably just be allowed to and then never read it, because I already don't. I already don't read it. Would you rather never be able to finish a series or never reread your favorite books? I would rather never be able to finish a series, because I actually do that quite often. I actually just did that. I read Carissa Broadbent's The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, and I don't intend to read the book that follows that one. And I also just recently read The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller, and I have no intention of reading the book that follows that one. Even though it's from a different character, it is kind of considered part of that series, and no, I'm good. I don't know if it's a flaw or a superpower, but I 100% can read one book in a series or a couple books in a series and then just be done with it. I started reading Outlander a couple years ago, and I made it all the way through books 1 and 2, I believe, and I don't remember if I started book 3 or not, but did not finish reading that series. There are some that haunt me, though. I feel like I didn't finish reading one of the other Percy Jackson series, the one where we have the crossover between the Greek gods and the Roman gods and the two separate camps. I really, really wanted to close that series out, and I think I didn't finish the last book, and I would really want to revisit it. But if I had to pick between finishing that series out or being able to reread my favorite books, I would 100% pick my favorite books, because I love to reread. It's one of my great joys when it comes to reading. Would you rather build Belle's library in your home or restore the Library of Alexandria? Oh, I haven't watched that Doctor Who episode. Oh, wait. Hold on, I have to look something up. Oh, it's a real thing. What? Hold, please. Julius Caesar burnt it down. Wow. Learn something new every day. This one is a tough choice. I said I haven't seen that Doctor Who episode because it literally has a thing on here that says, "Let me borrow the Doctor's TARDIS and stop the fire." The Library of Alexandria has nothing to do with Doctor Who. It was a library in Egypt that was lost when Caesar took Egypt. So, thank you Wikipedia for informing me. Save a real historic thing or build a thing that I love. I'd probably restore the Library of Alexandria. I'm a sucker for real things. As much as I would love to have Belle's library, and that's like my favorite scene in Beauty and the Beast, the animated version, not the live action one. Yeah, I'm a sucker for real things. Okay. That was tough. And informative. Next question. Would you rather be in charge of deciding how your favorite series ends or how your favorite author's next book starts? Oh. That's a very cool idea. It'd be cool to decide how someone's next book starts. There's an indie author that I really love. I talked about her book in my January-February wrap-up. Her name is Sonia Odette. And yeah, it'd be cool to give her an idea of like how to start a book. Like, set a scene, give her some characters, give her some ideas. I think that would be fun. She's super creative. She'd probably do amazing with it. Yeah, I don't think I would want to tell someone how to end their series because I feel like it has to happen organically. It has to make sense to the characters. And I trust the author to do that. So, this is a lot of questions. Okay. Oh, that was the last question. I wish I had realized that before I did it. Okay, well, thanks for listening to me for this very brief video this week. What are some of your responses to the Would You Rathers? Do you have strong opinions on some of the answers I gave? Do you have just your own opinions on the questions? Right now, I'm reading, oh shoot, what's it called? Blade of Secrets by Trisha Levenseller. Because I finished reading The Shadows Between Us, I got some books suggested to me on my e-reader, and it's funny because I'm pretty sure Blade of Secrets was a book that I applied for a free copy from like a Goodreads giveaway, and I'm sure I didn't get it because it was like months ago. I'm pretty sure that already closed. But so technically it was on my Goodreads TBR because when you apply for a Bookish giveaway, it puts books on your want to read list in Goodreads. So I'm actually really excited that I picked it up. This is one of the books that I feel like has a portrayal of a main character with autism that they're showing very well. They're showing the internal struggle of it very well. They're showing the social struggle of it very well and those kinds of things. So definitely enjoying it so far. I'm only 17% in, but 17% so far has been very cool. The magic in it is very cool. The characters are very fun and somewhat believable. So yeah, I'm excited to hopefully get into this, finish reading it, and read the sequel, which before starting this, I made sure to check and be sure that the sequel was actually available because I have in the past made the mistake of reading a book, Legendborn, thinking because I could see it on Kindle Unlimited's listing that it would be available if I finished the book, only to find out it was not available. And a similar thing happened when I read the Everflame books. Was duped into thinking that it was a completed series and then realized it wasn't, and then thought maybe the last one's out, and then I was like, no, it's not. It doesn't even have a release date. So yeah, Blade of Secrets and then its sequel, which I don't remember what it said it was, but the sequel is available to me if I finish this and I enjoyed it and I want to read another one. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to hopefully being able to use that book as an example in my next video when I talk about April and autism awareness. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to my answers to the Would You Rather quiz on BuzzFeed. I will link it in the comments so that if you wanted to click through it, you are more than welcome to. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Look good, the sun came out. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Becca. Do I do that? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just forgot how I start these videos. Try not to say made the mistake of, oh, you can't see it.